What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. I want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Link and discount code down the description. You also know I'm a Weeble Preferred Influencer. Best promotion in the pinned comment. All you need to do is go click the link, open an account. They're going to give you free stock if you deposit a single dollar. They are going to give you more free stock. So, the Madden franchise trailer came out today, and I do want to say I appreciate the work that they put in. I do think it's a good concept for them to start to rebuild the franchise mode. But I will say that knowing that this trailer is less than 4 minutes, which to me speaks to the things that were added. And to be honest with you, there's really only one addition to the game. Everything else is a replacement. So first thing, and obviously the big thing, is training camp is now going to feature the mini games. Now these mini games are direct from the PS2. So the fact that they've came back in the game now is a bit perplexing, but the fact of the matter is they are here. They all appear to be here, from the running, the passing, the kicking, the punting. It looks like there might be kind of some newly designed ones. How they'll expand on these, we really don't know. But to that point, I'm glad they're here. It looks like there is some battle-based games, which would be more interesting if they would work into position battles that used to be a big thing, where you would go into training camp and have, two receivers kind of fighting for that third slot, two halfbacks kind of battling for the number one spot. I don't know if that's going to factor into these, but you would hope that it would. They go through and have made some changes to team building, and a lot of this just comes down to updates and expansions. So the fact that the trade system has new logic isn't, to me, a selling point. It's something that should have been done last year when it was the most polished game. Free agency and contracts are now expanded in terms of their slots, which, again, something we've asked for years. So while I appreciate it's there, it's not so much I worry about it being there. It's I worry about how is it going to work? How is it going to function? Because if you remember, so many of the issues with franchise last year, the reason so many people got Madden half off was because this game mode kept crashing. So the fact that you've expanded trade slots, unless logic is completely rebuilt and working, this really doesn't matter. Going through the negotiations, seeing the fifth-year options, restructuring of contracts, those are great things. But at the end of the day, what do they truly mean unless they work? We've been sold all of these things before to a large degree. As I said, a lot of this is just being put back in the game. The reality is it's beyond just selling it. It has to function. When you go through and you talk about, new player archetypes, updated talent trees, those are great things. But again, if they don't work, and I don't really think a lot of people have grown on to the idea of these talent trees that allow you to progress coaches in a way that are meaningful enough, that don't feel like just busy work, that are actually goal-oriented enough to make you want to continue to play the game, to motivate you to achieve these goals so that you can build these coaches out and create a team that is in your mindset of what you want a team to be, not only through coaching and strategy, but through players and personnel. I don't think Madden, in all honesty, has gotten to that level of depth. I just don't think they have. I think a lot of this comes down to lighting up little boxes on a screen that a lot of people don't even do. Needless depth that doesn't actually factor into the game and what you're doing, and ultimately becomes a waste of time because people can't appreciate these game modes because we don't fully understand the true impact they have on your team. When you're getting 5 boxes down on these trees, does it truly impact your team enough for you to sit here and bother doing it? Now, franchise relocation has been a huge thing with Madden. It's been a huge thing with all sports games, really. The idea of taking a team to a new city and reimagining what that team is going to have. Now, the only main fear I have with this is, when they went through it, everything seemed to be presets. So When we talk about going out and making a team our own, when we talk about making a unique vision for a team, that to me is the core of franchise mode. I'm going to rebuild a team, I'm going to make it mine, and I'm going to build it the way I want it. I want a run-heavy team, a pass-heavy team, a defense team. All of the things that a real team has to do and deal with. All of what makes a team in the NFL have an identity, right? When you're relocating, are you giving us customizable options? Are you telling us, here's 8 cities you can go to, and here's 12 uniforms once you do? And oh, by the way, they're all the same options. So Alaska can get, the Sun Bunnies, right? And they have this uniform. That's not what we want. We want to be able to pick the city, pick the team, design the concept, and then take that in to the NFL. And from what I've seen, it doesn't seem like that's what's there. And then obviously the commissioner tools, to me, don't really become all that valuable. The reason I say that is, in all sincerity, the reason they don't matter is because they haven't mattered. Right? The commissioner tools don't matter if online franchise is broken. So the fact that you're fixing them, updating them, adding to them, make them work first. So I guess a lot of people will be disappointed that Create a Team wasn't there. I think just as many people are going to question all of these changes. Were they just rushed in because the contract with the NFL is kind of starting to close? The window for the developers at EA is openly in question, as this is, the make or break year. And now we kind of get the most legitimate update to franchise we've seen in years, bringing back a lot of modes that we loved, but also missing a lot of things. Expansion mode where we could go start a team from scratch, create a team all together, stadium builder, all of those things are gone. While I do like what I'm hearing in a lot of what they've added, it really comes down to removing the bugs and glitches from last season. And it's not just last year where this game was that broken. It's year on year on year. Last year was advertised as the most polished Madden, but it was the one that ended up breaking franchise mode so bad, players have 50% off. So, pardon me if I'm not willing to sit here and do backflips over more trade slots. I honestly think it says a lot about the true depth of this game mode when your actual deep dive is only less than 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes, and you're going over so many things. The commissioner tools really should have been focused on a lot more. If this is your make or break to sell the game, this wasn't a whole lot to add in, just a whole lot to bring back. So, I'd also like to say as a note, it looks like none of those features are available on last-gen consoles, so I'm even questioning, why are we selling a last-gen version of this, Why even bother putting that game out? Because they have so many things lacking from the last generation in these new games. It really doesn't even make sense to sell them at the full price. So I would like to say that I've seen some confirmation that there are international cities you can relocate to. So that's a great thing. I wish that would have been clarified if it is true in this trailer, but albeit sometimes EA doesn't do the best with marketing. But other than that, there is the shallowest deep dive you could have. And while I am excited about what they've done and I appreciate the work they've put in, as always, it seems like we're left wanting a lot more and only the basics being fulfilled in the product that we've asked for years. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you watching this video. I will be back in the week with more commentary.